So come onto all fours on your hands and knees, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. You can always take the hands a little bit further forward or wider if it's more comfortable for your shoulders. Dropping the belly and chest, breathe in, lifting the head, and as you breathe out, press the hands into the floor, scoop the tailbone under, tuck the chin to the chest. Then inhaling again, curling the head and the tail up, exhaling, curling down. Just moving through cat and cow, trying to just loosen up the spine. Inhaling, you're lifting the head and tail, the belly and chest reaching down, and exhaling, dropping the tail and the head. And then you'll come onto your elbows, elbows under the shoulders, palms flat, and just try the same movement. You're working a little bit more into the thoracic area, the rib cage area. Don't work too much in the lower back. Just try to loosen up a bit more through the shoulder blades. As you inhale, try to move the collarbones back, the shoulder blades back, reach the heart forward, and as you exhale, curling again. So don't overdo the stretch in the neck and the lower back. Now bring the left hand behind the right elbow, send the right hand forward, drop the forehead onto the left arm or onto the floor. You can move the arm and you can stretch that right arm forward. If it's too much to go straight forward, you can take it wider. Try to keep the hips over the knees and just allow the armpit to move towards the floor, stretching the whole of that right side. Then bring the elbows back underneath the shoulders. Take the right hand behind the left elbow and the left hand forward now, dropping the forehead down towards the floor. You can move your right forearm to accommodate it, sending the left arm forward or out to the side if it's more comfortable. You may have to bend the arm and take the hand wide if it's just too tight in your shoulders. Letting the armpit reach down to the floor as the hip reaches back and up, and then back onto elbows, and then stretching both hands out in front of you. And bring the forehead to the floor. So this is full swan. You can have the forehead or you can have the nose and the chin to the floor, depending on how comfortable it is for your neck. You may need the hands wider and the arms slightly bent. You want to feel that the shoulder blades are sliding down the back, or in this case up towards the lower back. To come out of this, bring the forehead back to the floor and then just gently walk the hands back so that you can lower your bottom onto your heels. Just rest in this child's pose for a moment, taking some breaths. Arms can be still out in front of you. And then come back onto the elbows and the knees. Now you're going to thread the needles, so take your right palm of the hand up towards the sky and then take it all the way over to the left so that you drop your right shoulder to the floor. Then you're going to do what you can to stack your left shoulder above the right shoulder. So you may want to press your left fingers on the floor to ease the left shoulder blade back. You might want to take your left hand to your lower back, or you might take it all the way up to the sky, but don't yank the shoulder blade back. To come out, press the left hand into the floor, come back onto the elbows, and then move over to the other side. So the left palm of the hand facing up now slides through, so you drop that left shoulder kind of in the center of your mat. And again, the right hand can go over the head, or the fingertips can come onto the floor. You can take hold of the lower back, or you can take the hand up to the sky. Just find a position that comfortably allows you to twist the rib cage without yanking the shoulder blade back, without pulling on the pubic bone or the sacroiliac joints. And then just coming to sit up a little bit. Take the knees wide. You're going to try and come down into a wide leg child pose. So you may need something between the bottom and the heels. You may need a block there. And you can come down on the forearms, or maybe take the elbows wide, drop the forehead onto the hands. Or you may be able to take the hands out in front of you and drop the forehead and the chest down. But just resting where it's comfortable for you. Just feeling that lovely sense of opening in the inner thighs. Don't force it, so you might be much higher up than this. And then walking the hands back, bringing the knees back towards each other. Come back onto hands and knees and then tuck the toes under. You're going to come up on an exhale to our first downward facing dog. So come up and keep the heels up and the knees bent for a moment. Just find that lovely long line between the hands and the hips. And then you can just take it in turns to stretch out one leg at a time. So straightening and pressing the heel down a little bit. And then coming up onto tippy toes and then pressing the heels back and just experimenting with how far the heels go down, how bent the knees are, so that you can find a sweet spot so that nothing is really too tight. And then walk to the center of your mat, have the feet under the hips, bend the knees as much as you want to, and allow the back to flex. And if flexing is not nice for your back, that's forward bending in the spine, then you probably want some blocks to press against, to work against gravity. If hanging is good, then you can take your hands behind you, reach the shoulder blades back, stretch the arms up, maybe let them hang over the head. And you can hang the hands back and slowly roll up. If rolling is no good, just walk the hands up the thighs and come up to standing. Take a deep breath.